G'day and welcome to the outdoor edition of Lawn Care Skull Sessions with Ben from Catch Pro and BJ from TBL Property Maintenance.
Hey Benny, what's happening?
I'm hoping that we haven't made the wrong decision by shooting outside today. It's just a beautiful day.
It's such a nice day.
I feel like I can notice there's a
little bit of background noise.
A little bit of wind there, but I mean...
She's all right. Fuck it, at least it'll be better than the audio last week.
All of our audio always sucks anyway, so...
Fucking hell. We need some of those fucking fluffy buggers on there.
I wonder if...
I'm going to hide it behind my big fucking beard.
Work with us, guys.
Yeah, she's sweet.
But we'll see how we go. Now, how are you, Brenton?
Yeah, fucking all right, mate. How are you?
I'm good, man.
Been a busy week. Been a quick week.
It has been.
Yeah,
quick.
for you too.
It's been quick and busy. I've had one of those weeks where I've been taking a lot of meetings, and I've been building like crazy too. But
Yeah.
I don't like going to meetings.
Yeah. Nah, it's one of those things, I guess, you got to do when you're fucking trying to fucking build stuff.
Yeah, it's just like, it drains the fuck out of me, eh? Like, I come home and I'm like a little 3-year-old where I'm like, fuck, I need a nap or something.
Yeah, I haven't been doing right by myself. I think I'll be going to bed a bit too late, 11, 12, 1 sometimes, and it's fucking me up in the morning. It's hard to get up. It's hard to get motivated, but I know it's me. It's fucking easy fix.
I mean, for me, I know, like, I go to bed pretty late now, never after midnight. But
yeah.
I just need, I need, like, at least 2 hours to decompress.
Yeah, that's what it is for us, too.
And like, I don't really switch off until about 9-ish.
Yeah. Not dissing our kids or anything, but, like,
I'll
I
diss
don't know.
mine straight up.
But yeah, once bedtime's done and dusted, we need a few fucking, I don't know, a bit of time to chill out, a bit of time to actually talk without being interrupted.
Nighttime at the Van der Peesens, it's just bullshit. Like, one of my kids, the other night, it was like 11 o'clock, I just rolled over, Vicky was already asleep. And I was just watching a doc over, I kind of like rolled over and I was like, night Benny Hoover. And one of my daughters, one of the twins walks in, she scared the fuck out of me. And I was like, you all right, Moo? She's like, yeah, can I just use Mum's phone for a minute? And I was like, are you fucking serious? She's like, yeah, give it here. Anyway, she was full mad sleepwalking.
Oh.
Yeah. And I said, like,
what?
Do you want me to take you back to bed, sweetie? And she's like, no. And just walked off.
What the fuck?
And then I went and checked on her, like, gave her a second, went and checked on her, she's fast asleep.
Wow. Fuck.
So,
that's wild. I'm kind of glad our kids don't do that because I probably would fucking wake up and punch them in the face.
Our kids do, yeah. Macy's a big and full mad sleep talker too, eh?
Really?
Yeah.
I know what that background noise is. It's your fucking Segway doing its little morning travels.
Well, should I turn it off?
Nah, fuck it. Let it go. You're a dealer.
Yeah, I know. I do wonder if it's going to wreck the episode.
No, I think it might just be us that can hear it. Fucking let us know in the background because I'd rather do these outdoor episodes. It's fucking nice out here.
Oh, until we're going to be in big trouble if the dogs start barking at the fence.
That's all right. Maybe we'll just pause.
Yeah. You won't be able to leave it in.
Nah, fuck it.
Humphrey sounds like someone who's getting like, yeah, I won't say it.
Yeah, okay. What else has been happening?
Man, just work life, just work kids.
Yeah.
All the stuff's happening. We're coming up to school holidays. Must be week after.
Yeah, fucking hell.
And I don't love the school holidays, because the kids are around.
Yeah.
But
does it just fuck routine? Is that what it is for you?
It fucks routine, but like it's different. Like the girls fight. They're bored. They wanna. We don't spend a lot of time sitting around. Yeah. So when we're working, they kind of have to. Yeah. But anyway, luckily, I can work advance at night, and Vicky can too, packing orders. Yeah. And sometimes we can fuck off during the day.
Oh, fair enough.
And keep them entertained, and still be able to get orders out. So it's a good situation. It just means that we're on our toes.
Yeah, all the time.
Yeah.
Oh man, yeah, it's been a weird week. Dance season is coming to an end for us, so it's going to be a bit more chill in the afternoons now because Chloe trained 3 times a week, so most most weeks, Lou and I are just crossing paths while she's taking like the kids to training and all that sort of jazz. But fucking other than that, man, we've picked up a new job. We picked up another set of fields, which is awesome. It's fucking nice to mow. They're a bit brown at the moment. I think they did a bit of a reno like a bit too early. But there's all green little fucking shooties coming through, which is good.
I mean, it's good to see in Queensland the season's pinging.
Oh, what the fuck, man?
I don't know about anyone else. Oh, God.
Oh, God, this wind has just fucking picked up, hasn't it?
Yeah. Anyway, it comes in gusts.
Yeah, that's all right. Me too.
Yeah, no, the season's pinging, man. Buddy, everyone's, getting heaps of Catch Pro stuff, which is awesome for me.
Yep.
It was good. So
Yeah.
we just hope it carries on. I do hope we get a little bit more rain in Queensland. Maybe in the next 2 weeks.
Yeah, I'm
That'll be
surprised how green everything still is with the lack of rain. A little bit funny. There was a bit of rain, maybe like 15 minutes down the road from me yesterday, and I was like, oh shit, where did that come from? But fucking, it's not good.
See, I was in
it's
NZ
getting real
when it
fucking
pissed
dusty.
I was in NZ when it pissed down, so I haven't seen rain since your Brisbane show.
Oh yeah, fucking, if you want a bit of rain, fucking
Do it a bit.
Ellie will fucking do it. But I know a lot of brands would have already got the feedback forms and returned them, but all the feedback forms for all the attendees went out. So hopefully, everyone gives us some good, honest feedback, and we can sort some new things out for next year. A bit excited. It's getting underway already. Having some conversations, but it's fucking good having a bit of a chill, and we know it's going to get hectic. Lou's mum and dad, they're our babysitters, and it looks like they're going on a world cruise. So it looks like we'll be fucking travelling like the fucking Partridge Family with a bus full of kids.
Like me?
Yeah, we'll fucking have
me.
the whole troop.
Can't get the fuckers away from me.
Oh fuck! No, it's good. I think we're gonna employ Chloe to do a bit of content for us, and Archie, well, it'll just be entertainment. I think it was Sean Lawson. Archie thought he was me at the Brizzy show, and fucking ran up behind him and gave him a big hug while I'm just standing there watching him going, what the fuck's going on here? But any fucking weird stuff happened to you this week? I've got a few fucking weird things that have happened.
Oh, any weird stuff that's happened to me this week? I mean, I'm getting belted pretty hard on social media again. I'm sort of trying.
Yeah, I saw that.
Sort of trying to put it all in the past.
Yeah, bro.
So I won't go into it too much, but the barefoot whipper gripper ad is triggering people.
Yeah, I'm looking at the patch right now where you shot that.
Yeah, it's funny. I actually thought it was kind of normal to like, don't get me wrong, it's my own yard.
Yeah.
But I actually thought it was kind of normal to like mow.
I think maybe most people are looking at you like, oh, fucking, advertising to contractors. It's like, fucking contractors aren't your only market, and it's your yard. Like, get fucked.
I mean, I do it on purpose.
Yeah.
I do it on purpose.
Well, good.
To trigger people, keeps the algorithms going.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Gets, and then I sort of get amongst it a little bit.
Yeah.
Any of the comments and stuff that are happening on that ad, they don't trigger me at all. It's like, whatevs.
Yeah.
Some other stuff's been pissing me off. But I'm trying to just move on from it and do my own thing and keep making money.
Yeah, fucking do that. That's the best way.
But no, I don't think. Actually, quickly before we get into the episode, something did happen. It wasn't this week.
Yeah, we fucking go.
It was last week. No,
Yeah,
we put in French doors in our bedroom.
Yep.
And we cut a. What's happening? Is something happening in the background?
No,
Okay.
I'm fucking thinking of another story you told me.
Okay. Oh, I said that story on here, didn't I?
Potentially? I don't know.
Okay. Well, anyways.
Maybe do a recap.
We put a cat flap in, and for our cat to come in and out.
Yeah.
And he's a proper pussy cat. Like he's scared of me.
Yeah.
But anyway, Vicky's asleep. It was really late. He's like shooting in and out all night, and I kind of got into a bit of a sleep. Heard him come in, and I could just hear heaps of rustling around under the bed. And I thought we kind of have a bed head that's not really attached. It just sits
Yeah.
behind our bed.
Yeah, we got similar.
You know, Vicky's all about the fucking Insta looks.
Yeah.
You know. Anyways, I thought he might have been scratching at it. And I thought, what the fuck is this cunt doing, you know? Like,
Yeah.
Anyway, I ended up, it was dark, popped my head down. There's a big fucking snake in my room. He's fucking wrestling with a snake.
Fucking yeah, there's a big snake in your room.
Far out. And I'm just thinking like when am I going to get a break?
Yeah. So what'd you do? You fucking pick him up or?
Yeah, so I've fucking looked over to the shrinkter cat and I'm like, oi Vic, there's a fucking snake in here. She's like, what?
Was she like, fuck off, Ben, it's too late?
she was tripping, man.
Yeah.
And it was only about like that thick, which people who aren't watching, let's say whippersnipper, a little bit skinnier than a whippersnipper shaft.
Yeah,
right?
okay.
But it was almost a metre long. And anyways, I thought, and my cat was really fucking this thing up. Like I looked at the snake and I thought, you fucking bitch, how did you get picked up by a fucking cat? And now you're running away from him? Like, what the fuck? I thought a snake would just be like, fucking, I'm a snake. Anyways, I went to grab it and man, he fucking wound himself in amongst 3 different extension cords. And like, you know how... You know, you don't pay attention to extension cords. They just seem to like ravel all up. Man, this snake was like fucking knotted in this and I'm fucking reefing it. And then our dogs sleep in our room.
Oh, fuck.
As soon as... So one of me dogs, was just sitting there and he's just like, nah, no, I can't touch this. The other one is just full like Labrador, like just curious face. And so I had nowhere to ditch it. Because if I ditched it in my yard, the dogs would rush it.
Yeah.
I had to come over here and I launched it over that fence.
Fucking hell.
In me fucking red undies.
Yeah, you need to do like a snake catching fucking course or something. You've always got big pythons climbing through your door or some shit.
Well, I got one out here. Like, Dave fucking pushed it over. She's like, oh, is that a snake? And I was like, yeah. And she's like, yeah, it was here.
Oh, fuck.
Thanks, mates.
Yeah, cheers. Cheers for the heads up.
Anyway,
well, fucking
that's what happened to me.
That would have been fun.
In terms of the other French door story, I thought, I don't know, did I tell you?
I don't know, mate. Give it a little recap. It's a good one. Maybe a fucking audio cutout.
Well, I mean, we'll get into the episode in a minute, but...
yeah, I got some good ones too.
I had an afternoon to myself, right? Vicky had all the kids somewhere, and I was like, oh, you know what? I think it's time to, get some hair removal cream going down there.
I wish I had some sexy music on here.
Yeah, so I've just, dacked myself, but I've smothered myself in all the areas, and you got to wait 10 minutes, right?
Yeah.
So, and you can't put a towel on because you got cream everywhere.
Yeah.
And we've got this new family that's moved in across the road, these Kiwis. They're lovely people, but the kids are loose as. And, they play on the street and they play in this paddock and it's all awesome and that. And I could hear them coming. And I was like, oh, yeah, that fucking, it doesn't look like anyone's home, rah, rah. And we've got an ensuite, so I had the door open. But if you step out, anyone can see you. And I thought to myself, fuck, I'll just shut my bedroom door just in case, because they've actually come in once. And man, I'm telling you, so I accidentally left my towel outside, and literally, just as I've closed the bathroom door, I've heard the French doors open, and they're like, "Oh, I don't think anyone's here. They're in my bedroom." And I was so like I couldn't even come out. I had to look around, so I had fucking cream plastered all over me. All up me fucking gooch, everything.
Oh, fuck.
And the only thing I had was a little hand towel that was left in the bathroom, and I was like, there's no way I can come out in this.
If you're coming out that door, you're going on a fucking register.
Yeah, so I literally just was like, and just didn't say or didn't move. And eventually they're like, yeah, no, I don't think they're home. Let's just go. And I was like... man, for fuck's sakes. Like, if it's not a courier or it's not,
snake.
It's just always something happening.
Oh, fuck it, hell. That's such a good one.
Anyway, I apologise if you guys have already heard that story.
Nah, fuck it.
But I am very smooth now.
Yeah, I can attest to that.
Yeah.
No, I had a few weird encounters. This was actually before last episode, but I completely forgot about it in the heat of the fucking shitty fucking audio that we were playing with. But I almost got into a punch-on a main road to the point where the fucking seatbelt was off. This guy hit my car and proceeded to abuse me. And I probably have been looking for an excuse to have a good fucking dig at someone. And this guy just fucking wouldn't quit. But yeah, it all ended when he fucking comes screaming up to my window and I fucking flicked the seatbelt and he fucking saw me because he wouldn't have been able to see me where he was yelling at me from. So I flicked my seatbelt and I was proceeding to fucking clamber through my fucking truck onto the other side, and he's seen me and fucking pulled up. You can see the smoke coming off his boots, and he's fucking just walked backwards a few paces and then turned around. But that was funny. And my wife was on the phone the whole time. Louise was fucking like, what was that?
Yeah.
And she was like, yeah, I thought I was going to have to pick you up from the cop shop.
It would have been funny. Would have been thinking,
it would have been.
Yeah, I'm going to abuse this dude. Hey, what are you fucking dog? What are you doing?
Yeah.
And as soon as he's seen you, nah, man, just gammon.
He's fucking throwing hands at me, and I was like, can't you just hit me fucking car? What are you yelling about?
Yeah.
He didn't damage me car, but if I didn't move, he would have taken me out with he had some fucking roof rack on. Anyway, that's not even the good story. The good story happened on fucking Tuesday when I went to get some fuel. It was about 5:30 in the morning. I rocked up, got some fuel, and we got motor pass cars. So I walked up fucking absolutely tired as shit. And I was like, I'm trying to be a bit healthier. So I grabbed a banana. And there's this old fucking shagger behind the counter, and she's had a few rounds with Mike Tyson. She looked pretty fucking fucked up. Anyway, I put the banana on the counter, and I'm there trying to swipe my card.
Did she just immediately deep-throated?
No.
Okay.
Well, I mean, not immediately, maybe previously, but I fucking missed the card, and I was like, oh, fuck, get in there. And she goes, that's the same thing I said to that banana earlier. And it just fucking paused the whole shop. And I was just like, oh, no, you didn't just say that.
Damn.
And I didn't know what to do, like to put it back and get the smaller banana or I don't know. But that was like...
I would have spat on it and gave it back to her.
I was fucking shook, man. I literally walked out into my car and filmed a video and sent it to my wife at fucking 5:30 in the morning. I was like... You won't believe what just happened to me. Maybe she's just, I don't know, maybe her husband didn't finish her off the night before or something, but that's so, like, weird, man. I
got to admit.
I felt a little uncomfortable.
I got to admit, I wish we weren't talking about this, but I got to admit, like, if I was a woman, I would just look at things all the time and be like, yeah, get in there too. There's just
shopping with Benny.
There's just so many things that, like, you could look at and be like, hey,
I think
sit on that.
Realistically, I think it's way easier for chicks to walk into a sex shop. For dudes, you have to walk out with a fucking something the size of a fucking 2-litre milk bottle to fuck.
Yeah. No, but I'm just talking about like general items.
Oh, just like random things.
Yeah, just like
a fucking.
It's a lot easier.
A smooth stick.
I reckon it's a lot easier for a woman to insert like a foreign object than for us to be like, oh yeah, I'll stick my cock in there.
Yeah, fucking screaming past a tree on a zero turn going, oh fuck yeah, that fucking knot in the wood looks good. I could stick a fucking rubber gloves and some Vaseline in that.
I would be a very messy woman.
I think every bloke thinks that they'd be a messy woman, but then
I would have no standards.
We're built completely different. So
anyways.
Fucking fresh air's got us fucking randy.
So let's get into today's episode, mate. So we've got a post here, and we're doing an interactive post directly from LMCA thread, and we want to know about equipment modifications. Now, this isn't exactly, like if you're buying aftermarket stuff. This is, like let's say Catch Pro stuff. We're not really talking about, Whipper Gripper or something. We're talking about actual proper equipment mods.
Yeah.
And I've certainly done a cool, few things back in my day. Don't really mess with it much anymore. But it'd be interesting to see. It's kind of like a lost art, hey?
No, I think it is. I think because everything has gone the way that it's kind of disposable, and I think one of the simplest ones, and I didn't see it, I might have missed it, but just straight off the bat, Araldiding a fucking washer to the bottom of your bumpy to get that longevity. I think that's like the simplest and most effective fucking modification you can do, really.
Yeah, and so look, I haven't looked through this thread either.
I like to keep it a surprise.
Yeah, I haven't looked through the thread either. So, some of my, as I go along, I might make it a suggestion that's already here. But one that I always used to do, when I was running a whole heap of still stuff, and then later on I did this with Shindewa, I would always have, let's say a multi-head tool with attachments and possibly a dedicated, machine or whatever it is. But I would quite often take the pole saw head off and just run that. Like if a whippersnipper was getting a little bit tired, I had an FS85 for years and years and years. It was getting a little bit tired as a dedicated snipper. So I took the gearbox straight off and just bunged a pole saw head straight on, because it was only something that I'd use every once in a while, and it could run all right.
It's a good length too. Like it's a good pruning length.
Yeah, and would fit in the rig properly. And the amount of times that me and Rusty used to just mess with, like if you had a hedge trimmer attachment and the pole was fucked for some reason, take the gearbox straight off, take the spline out, bung it in something else. And so, Tyson used to call them Frankenbips.
Frankenbips, yeah.
Yeah, and
I've still got a few of like bits and pieces laying around that I could probably jimmy up some fucking weird contraptions.
Well, I fucked it all off, but I know that like back in the day when you still had Tanaka, and when Echo was its own brand, so like we'd have a Shinny 230 or something, or whatever they were called back then, with an Echo hedge trimmer on it. Or a Tanaka saw or something like that, because it was all common.
That's something that battery isn't as compatible to doing that sort of stuff. Like if you fuck up and you've got a busted arsehole of a piece of equipment, then you kind of got to take it to someone who knows what they're doing. You can't really...
There is a lot more, you're right.
You can't take the motor off of one and put it on another.
There's a lot more variations these days, but that's actually something we used to do as well. Like we used to take the motors off busted power head units or like dedicated units and chuck them right on. And in fact, I think we were doing short range. Actually, we made a short range pole saw.
Yeah. I had a short range pole hedger.
Yeah, but we put the chainsaw gearbox on it, and we had like a chainsaw this big that was running from a 230.
Really?
Yeah. So cool stuff that you can do with things that are compatible. I'm not sure, I'm just not up to date, but are Shinny still doing those short range? Because remember the pole is like...
Yeah, I still have one.
The pole is like this.
It's literally like the dick length of pole. And
see, like if I had a vagina, I could put that in there.
Yeah, look at you fucking,
it might
look
be
at
a
you
little
go.
sharp.
Yeah.
I don't know. Although you watch those videos with the girls with the big fingernails, they don't seem to care.
Yeah, no. But yeah, no, I've got one at home. I only just fucking pulled it out of the old tool bag yesterday. And
Stop saying stuff like that.
Fucking tool bag.
So let's get into, or did you have something else?
No.
Right, cool. So Jared Summer, he does kick it off, and he said that surely someone's got to mention the Toro Time Master with the upgrades of the pulleys, the blades, grind the tabs. Now, I'm assuming, are they sort of like what the SFC 30 originally had, do you reckon? He's talking about grinding those tabs off the chassis?
Yeah, I think so. Just so you get a
belts,
bit of a lower cut.
And it was funny, swap the motor.
Okay.
Now,
just buy a different motor.
I know those Time Masters are just so popular, but it's just so funny, like, how people... they get them, and they really just have to do so much.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a bit weird. That's all right. Someone will fucking... I'm interested to see what's going to happen with the SFC 30 because apparently they've stopped manufacturing the welded models and they're going to go to the actual press deck. So it'd be very interesting to see if they just come out with only a caster model with a press deck because I think that will be a lot more popular than the one that they have at the moment.
Can I just quickly mention something?
Yeah.
I was getting like a ton of background noise through my headphones and I was just like, oh man, this episode's going to be so bad. And you can see me trying to block the microphone.
Yeah.
It's actually only just my cord.
Is it? Well, it could be because your Segway just took a fucking left turn up into the backyard.
Nah, like it's like proper wind.
Is it your fucking poo phones? Those pooey headphones that we got? We got a 4-pack. When we bought this, we got a 4-pack of headphones. And obviously I'm not running the same ones as Benny. But yeah, here's a fucking dog shit and mine are fucking A-OK. Mine are not nice.
I don't know.
Are they comfy? Are they comfy on your tinny winny head?
They're pretty comfy, yeah.
Your head looks like something I could stick inside my vagina if I was a girl.
So Paul Stevens says that he's turned his zero turn into a dedicated spray unit.
Oh, that's fucking sick.
And I'm just wondering what...
So it's not a tow behind. It's like he's actually mounted the spray unit on.
There is a little video. I don't want to watch it because I don't want it to interfere with anything.
Yeah.
He has said that he's got booms out front installed with switches and stuff like that.
Yeah, sweet.
It must be because he says I really hated towing them.
Yeah, you'd have to fucking make sure that you are actually on a really still day to use that because if you're driving and spraying, you're probably getting a bit of a back blow.
I think any time you're spraying in bulk, it's a good idea to do that anyway.
Yeah. I guess it's part of the protocol.
Just quickly, what have you ever done any like full on mods to a zero turn and used it for another purpose, etc.?
Oh look, I've definitely used the whole put a spray pack on the fucking footwell.
Yeah.
Not really, dude.
I'm wondering if there's anything that we've ever done to a zero turn. It's pretty common for people to turn them into, spray units.
I did set up a mount though. Like it was fucking budget hours, but I guess it's still a mod. It was just a piece of bent wire, and I just zip tied it to the side. I had this this development job. And the blocks were huge, and it was just super long. So I used to sit my backpack blower on the footwell, and I set my tube up so it was properly like blowing, and I'd fucking pull the PTO and I'd have like a double banger, so I was just blowing everything straight back up onto the footpath. Yeah,
I've seen people. I mean, it's much easier on a stand-on, right?
Yeah, it was like a fucking knockoff U-mount.
Now, Leroy...
No, fucking hashtag Logan hacks.
He has... I can't actually really watch the video.
Yeah, so he's made his own shoot blocker.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yep. And there is some clever ones out there. I don't know whether they... I mean, look, we used to do the same thing before we sold them.
Do you remember my first one that we had with the Catch Pro bracket? Like the very first shoot blocker was literally a piece of steel.
We got mowed over, right?
I fucking mowed over a fucking solid chunk of steel and shot the gun about fucking 50 meters into the fucking air.
It's amazing what... I remember one time I ran over like a brick.
Yeah.
And with the Catch Pro on.
Oh.
And it caught it.
Fuck. Did it have a ding on the fucking inside?
Nah, because it would have just picked it up and moved it in.
Oh, okay.
Rather than shot it in. It was like a half a brick. It wasn't a whole brick.
Yeah.
It was like a half a brick, and I was just like, I remember hitting it. I was like, oh shit.
Yeah.
But when I came time to empty it, I was like, damn.
I picked up a fucking chunk of slag from the dudes out the front were doing all the footpaths out of my place, and they must have fucking had a little cheeky hole there where the grass is growing over, and I'm cutting shorter obviously during summer now. And I cut shorter the other day and I fucking picked up this little pocket of slag and just peppered myself with fucking little pieces of concrete. And we live on a main road, so I was just panicking that I was fucking doing windshields in all over the place, but got away with it. Need fucking Need some guards. I wonder if anyone's ever done like modifications to their uniform. What about fucking Rustify?
To their uniform?
Yeah. Like I know, like obviously there's gaiters and things like that. Has anyone made their own? Remember when Mum made fucking boot protectors?
Yeah. Well, I remember
the fucking worst material ever.
I remember bloody Rusty. Like he would have a glove clip, and he'd have. Actually, it was someone else that worked for me back in the day before
Rob?
Before Bluetooth. Nah, it was before Rob.
Yeah,
it was actually Nick.
Oh, true. That's going back a bit.
Yeah, and it was before the days of Bluetooth, right? And he used to put a hole in his shirt and run his earplugs through.
No way.
Yeah. So the wire would go through.
Did he have an iPod?
Probably.
Fuck.
Probably.
How far has time come when you used to have a phone size iPod in one pocket, your phone in the other pocket? Yeah, so did I. Fucking.
I didn't use it. Yeah, I think I used it as a dedicated iPod in the car to listen to music, and then when I was on the tools, I think it was already at the point where you could listen to music on your phone.
Yeah. I wonder if Jeff McPhee went through, because he's been smashing it out. He's
that generation. Like I was reading something about our generation, and apparently what's a generation? I heard it was 30 years, but I think it's less.
I'm not sure.
I think a generation is. But anyway, let's just say it's 20 to 30 years as a generation. But I was reading something that our generation, so we were born mid-80s.
Yeah.
We've seen so much. We kind of grew up old school, but then, like maybe during our very late school years, we had, the start of computers, and then we saw, we kind of lived before social media, but then we're the generation who could really adapt to social media and, technology and rah. But I'm telling you now, the generation before, when you're talking about like our parents.
Yeah.
Some
of them.
How old is Jeff?
I think he's around 70.
So he'd actually be just a touch older than my parents.
Yeah. So he would have started off with a fucking.
But what I'm saying is they would have had black and white TVs growing up.
Yeah. He's not listening to music, he's just singing.
Like I even remember watching a black and white TV.
Yeah, we had one too. And you had to pull the fucking plug to get it to turn on and then change the channel with click. And you got to tune it in. And if you got a Sega, I remember way back in the day I got a Sega, plug it in and you got to fucking tune the channel in.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, look, I hate to sidebar so quickly, but when we were in New Zealand,
they still there, are they?
What?
Are they still there? Are they clicking the fucking tune and the gun in?
Don't be silly, mate. No, when we were in New Zealand, we bought, I can't remember if we bought a chocolate bar. We bought something for the kids or something. I can't remember. It was some sort of meal or something. And I remember my kids were just whinging. It might have been some chocolate biscuits or something that we were like, oh, after dinner we can have some, chocolate biscuits or whatever. My kids are whinging fuck, oh, can't we get a fucking, they just wanted something else. And I couldn't stop thinking I remember when I was a kid, my mum and my brother were just crazy about Friday night football, right?
Yeah.
And our thing that we used, I remember my mum used to freeze Coke in a little cup, right? And we'd have our own little slushies. And we thought we thought that was the best thing in the world. And, my kids are fucking so ungrateful. You know what I mean? I thought that when I was a kid, I was rich. And I look back and I remember going to the Ekka and eating ham sandwiches out of a lunchbox.
Yeah. It's fucking wild, dude. Even compared to my upbringing and Lou's upbringing.
Well, you were actual. No, I don't want to be rude, but you were actual proper broke. Yeah. We weren't, obviously we were middle class.
I had the kind of upbringing where you'd literally sit down to a meal of fucking plain rice 4 times a week and it's fucking no good. So, you know what? And fuck me dead if it wasn't like the one thing that I never wanted for my children was for them to have the same sort of shit that I did. So I've done everything I can in my power.
But see, I don't know. I'm rethinking things, man. Like we went out, local place here, and they've got a beautiful steak that I like.
Yep.
And one of my daughters, two of my daughters really love it too, but it's just too expensive. It's $45 a steak.
Damn.
So they usually share one.
Yeah.
And, you know, like it was just a Thursday night and, you know, everything was crazy. Vicky's like, I've got nothing for dinner. And I was like, fuck yeah, let's go out. And yeah, like I was thinking back, like in the mid-90s, people just didn't do that.
Nah.
Because the interest rates were proper haggis back then.
Yeah.
And I just couldn't stop thinking about like how precious my own children are compared to, you know, me at when I was their age.
Yeah.
Like I just can't, I just cannot fathom like but it's not their fault. They don't
know any different.
They don't know any. It's my fault because of how I've raised them.
Yeah, that's like we give them everything that we probably wanted as kids, and then fucking hopefully they do the same. But I think it's going to come to a fucking end soon. Like,
but I mean, it is a proper generational thing. Like,
yeah,
you know, these days all the mums take their kids out and they all get baby chinos, and like I know it's fuck all. It's like a spit of milk or whatever. But
yeah.
It's one of those things, like it kind of grooms them.
Yeah. In saying that, there's a lot of, like you said earlier about Vicky liking her Instagram sort of shit. I think most people are like that now. They're like, oh, I want to fucking have exactly what everyone else has got. And back in the day, like...
I got a fucking huge bone to pick with Vicky at our house.
We used to have fucking... these fucking couches that were second hand and just the wackest shit. Like, oh man, we used to have the most ridiculous stuff. Like the only time we had something good was my mum started working and she got a good tax return and she bought a fucking recliner and a TV, and it was like fucking, mate, it was one of the best days of my life, and I'll never forget it. And I'm like kind of, like my kids wouldn't even notice. Like we got this fucking new couch, and it like we got a bargain. Like obviously I'm still a bit of a bargain hunter. It was we paid $5,000 for this couch that was $12,000. I'm like, who the fuck's paying $12,000 for a fucking couch?
Yeah,
it was a nice couch. It was big. They just ordered it wrong, so we capitalized on their cock up. So, but even $5,000, I was like, oh geez. I can better have a good couple of wanks on this, but yeah,
you can't wank on the family couch, BJ.
Why not?
That's fucked.
Would you fuck on it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't fucking judge me, mate.
I wouldn't fuck anyone in my family on it.
Yeah, fuck. Fuck. I hope my kids don't listen back to this 20 years down the track.
Oh, I just hope they never. I've heard that my kids have put our podcast on during an IT class at school.
Mad. Well, fucking, they're not going to be learning anything. Maybe they can give us some tips on audio fucking control. Fucking hell.
All right, back to the thread. So we have a comment from Bailey, and it looks to be like he's added some sort of trimmer rack to a push mower, which I remember the old Hondas, you could just sit them there, and the way that the handles were set up, it would actually sit nicely.
Oh, that one is for an old fella, is it?
Yes.
Yeah,
but
nice.
I actually have a feeling this is not just for transport, but for use.
Yeah.
That's a proper mod.
Yeah.
That's a cool one.
That is a cool one. Because I think the old boy has trouble with the whippersnipper, handling the whippersnipper, and he's fucking hooked him up and made him a contraption. It's a fucking good idea, man, especially getting on a bit, and maybe that can get chucked in the catch bro.
Yeah. No.
You got
sorry.
enough,
I was
enough
like
shit on it.
So Humongous, our boy, he's talked about his normal Catch Pro gear, which we don't need to really go on about Catch Pro gear unless I do think of something which is a really cool mod.
Did you just fucking see that fly past me?
No.
There's a fucking wasp that lives in your table.
Oh, is it a bee or a wasp?
It's a wasp.
Okay. Because the bees don't usually get you, but if there's a wasp under there, you could. See that?
Nah, it's only a little. Oh, nah, it wasn't one of them. It was just a little fucking wood wasp. Yeah, he's just hanging out in this little hole here.
Native ones are cool.
Yeah, he's fucking all right.
But he does go on to say he's made like a little. It's just like a little pouch that he attaches to the stand on for rubbish.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, fucking hell.
Which is pretty cool. Like, there's products out there for that.
I did read that one too, and he's fucking sick of filling his pockets. And yeah, I have to admit, I do the same thing, especially on block clears. I gave up on this block clear I did the other day, and I just started launching fucking half chunks of styrofoam and shit everywhere.
So I'll just add my own. Jesus, I'll add my own little remix. I don't have it anymore, but on my Country Clipper, I bolted a toolbox to it because it didn't have the plastic fenders and stuff.
On the footwell?
No, it was on the side panel because it was all still folded steel. Now, Cox mowers used to have a toolbox, a little friendship one in the footwell. You lift it up.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
And you can keep... and to be honest, I don't know why more mowers don't have this. There was a right stander. It wasn't a toolbox. It was just a molded thing. It had like a mesh thing over the top.
Yeah.
And mower manufacturers probably don't really understand it, but it's kind of... It's not really for your personal belongings, but sometimes it's handy to keep a pair of Sekis or, you know, just bits and pieces. Like I sort of always kept Sekis and a knife and, you know, just bits. You know, if you're out in the field and you fucking run over a whole heap of wire or... Yeah.
I wonder if behind the fucking bolstered pad on the V-Ride, I wonder if there's enough space between the top of the bracket...
Possibly.
Where you could put like a little toolbox with some side cutters in it. Because, yeah, fuck that, man. Like, when you get caught up, like, I'm got this 35-acre property. I didn't know they had fucking cow wire everywhere to stop cows from pushing up against fences. And fucking, I ran over a bunch. I had to put the mower up on the fucking ramps again and just sit there and unwind it.
Dude, the other day...
I mean, I didn't stop the clock. I was still getting paid, so... When I
got back from holidays... One of the first things I did was hit the paddock.
Yep.
And we had this fence built and everything. And because it was winter, we kind of had some stuff along the fence line that, like, I knew was there, just some rocks and bits and pieces. I didn't really clean up because I could kind of just mow around it at the time. But when I got back, the grass was rank, and I've sort of driving into the unknown.
Yeah.
And I just heard all of this noise. And the whole Gravely's just shutting down. And I was like, what? I didn't see what I had hit. I knew that there was something steel, and I knew there was something to do with the blades. When I had a look under, it was a whole ratchet strap. just wound the motherfucker around the whole thing.
Was it the long piece or like both pieces?
No, it was the piece. So, yeah, it was the whole strap. with the hand crank and everything.
Oh, my God.
So when I had a look under the deck, the hand crank was just sitting there looking at me, eh?
Did you just punch the bolts out and do it that way, or did you have to unwind it?
It actually unwound pretty quick.
Oh, okay.
But I did have to get underneath it.
Yeah, as long as you pop the PTO before it gets too tight.
So quickly, just piggybacking off this, I actually had... So... If anyone wants to see, Humongous has put a picture up of this little douchebag. That's not what it is. But you can see on the mudguard where the battery is, I had actually mounted an ammo box there once.
Oh, yeah.
And it kind of hung over a little bit, but it was good because same thing when you go on the 40 acres.
Yeah.
I used to put a little ice brick in there.
Yeah. It's not a bad idea. That's something when you're doing like big, like wide mowing like that. It's
but mate,
you can get caught up and just keep mowing and go, fuck it, you know, I'm not going to go back to the truck. But you don't realise, I know you're not moving or running or fucking bipping or something, but you get dehydrated sitting out in the sun.
For sure. But it's even for other stuff too, like just, if you want to keep a pro mask or, it's just for things like that. Sometimes your hat gives you the shits and you need a rest from it for a bit, put your hat somewhere. So, yeah, buddy, Nanky Panky. He's got a sunroof on the Kubota, which is pretty cool. Like
Yep.
he's out there doing all that bigger stuff. I think, that's a pretty cool mod. I mean, it's not like, it's obviously a mod, but
Bit of an off-the-shelf mod.
Yeah, it's sort of like a little bit like your Catch Pro.
Still
thing.
cool though. I like it. I wouldn't put one on my machine because then I wouldn't be able to get through me drive-through coffee place. But it's definitely a cool thing to have.
He also does go on to say that he's got the T-Racks so that he can have his snipper on there. Actually, I'd probably consider these things mods. Like, even though they are accessories, it's still different to like
The
a grass
T-Rack.
catcher.
Yeah, the T-Racks is completely different, I think. I guess it is off the shelf as well, but yeah,
Like,
that's pretty
probably
cool.
what we should talk about. Like, I know, like I just picked up the 82 volt Bush Ranger stuff.
Yeah.
And like, I know I was sort of just fucked around with the snipper for a minute, and then I just was like, and I was gonna, fully do my yard, and I was like, man, I just went straight in, fucked the guard off, put a speed feed head on, put a whipper gripper head on, and I immediately felt so much more comfortable.
Yeah.
But I do wonder, when someone buys a mower, like a Honda or something, are there any other little sort of comfort things that they do immediately to a mower, to modify them? They are modifications.
I saw a good post the other day about people upping revs on Hondas. You know how when you get a 216, most people jack the revs up to, 3,600 or something?
Something like that, yeah.
And someone was, he showed the blade set after 6 months, and the blades didn't need they were perfect.
I saw that, and because he hasn't jacked the revs.
Yeah, because he's run it at factory, and I feel like, fucking oath, man, it's pretty good. I know all my bushies are still factory except for one, but it's pretty cool to actually see it. I think that's why I like testing so many different units, because then you actually get to see it. You don't just get one or opinion. I just get my own opinion.
Yeah, I'm a battery guy now, so
yeah,
I'm
a bit of both.
I ain't messing with those fucking governor springs these days, eh?
I got my fingers in two pies.
Remember when you would do it and you adjust the governor spring a little bit wrong, eh? And you turn it on, it's like fucking feels like it's gonna fucking fly off the garage floor. just start raising.
Yeah, you fucking got to sit one of your kids or a couple of bricks on top of it to keep it on the floor.
Fuck. Jared has also put a sunroof on his tractor. Now, what's Simon got here?
Simon
mate,
T.
Yeah, sorry, I called him Simon.
Turtle Girdle.
Turtle. Donatello.
Michelangelo.
Which turtle would he be? He's a little reserved. He's very respectful. I feel like he would be like a Leonardo.
I think he might be a bit of a leader.
But
maybe he can. Maybe he's got a wild side.
Yeah, I have seen it in him a little bit. It could be a bit of a Donatello, maybe.
Yeah.
Where he's kind of like, he can get amongst it with Michelangelo, but for the normal part, like he's a scientist.
Yeah, that's
Isn't
true.
He? He's a scientist.
He could be.
He likes tinkering.
I think so.
Rusty would be a Donatello, eh?
Ugh, yeah, fucking oath.
And a Leonardo mixed in one.
Maybe.
I'm definitely Raphael, eh? If you come fucking near me, I'll fucking punch you.
I'm Bebop.
Bebop and Rocksteady.
Yeah.
I'm Splinter. I'm the old fucked up rat. You can't even
You could fucking so pull off a Splinter costume.
I can't even go out and fight anyone because I'm just a fucked up rat.
Next episode, should we do a dress up and I'll fucking paint some whiskers on you?
Listen, my sons. Actually,
fuck.
I just found out, right? You know how I love wrestling?
Yeah.
Do you know who Kevin Nash is?
Yeah.
Big Daddy Cool Diesel?
Yeah.
I just found out he played that big fucking mutant in the Teenage Turtles.
Oh, in the live action one?
No, mate, in the kids one back in the day.
Yeah.
The one with the ooze. You know that one?
Yeah, fuck.
Where
I think I watched a similar parody.
Where they give the ooze to
yeah.
It's like a dog and something else. And that big fucker.
Yep.
And then they play Vanilla Ice at the end.
Fucking hell.
Yeah, anyway.
How good were movies back in the day? They're fucking bombing some shit out these days. Movies are fucking crap.
See, I got one of my daughters, Mia. She gets amongst the old movies, like, Sandlot Kids, fucking Little Rascals, but all the Turtles, Three Ninjas.
Yeah.
There was one out there that I desperately wanted to watch. I wanted to watch it. It was called Airborne. Do you remember it? The rollerblading one?
Yes,
Where
I do.
Where they go down
I do.
Devil's Backbone.
Yeah.
Anyone who's our age and who is cool.
Three Ninjas was the shit.
Three Ninjas, oh yeah. Rocky loves Emily. Remember that?
Yeah.
All right. So back to Turtle.
Fresh Air's got us fucking chatting shit.
He's got an inverter set up in the ute to charge batteries. So
he is a fucking scientist.
He's Donnie. And
What
if
are you
he had
talking
if I was a girl and he had a stick.
Fucking hell.
Anyway, so, and he's running a fridge and some other items, a toasty maker and a pie warmer.
Are you fucking
Get
joking?
out of town,
Oh my
Donnie.
God. I would love a microwave.
Donnie.
I'm on a bit of a carnivore kick, but my favourite is fucking steak and eggs, and I just can't do cold eggs. I'd love a little Mickey wave.
This would have been the best post ever if he had some pizza in that pie warmer.
Oh my God. It would have been, it just would have made the conversation just flow.
It would have been fucking meant to be. So that's my favourite so far.
Yeah.
I mean, look, inverters are everywhere, right? But you have to add the kitchen items.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what you should do also? You should put a jug in there, right?
Yeah.
So if anyone fucks with you just boil the jug and just scold the fuck out of them.
Can destroy them.
Yeah.
How fucking good would Smoko be with turtle? It's fucking cooking
Sit
with turtle.
on his stick and have some pizza at the same time.
Oh my God.
Yeah. All right, Scotty Osborne, I'd love to tell you what's going through a patent attorney right now.
Whoa, look out. Fucking something special coming from Scotty Osborne.
I don't know if that's a joke or something real.
I think it's something real. He's hinted to me before, so.
Okay. Well,
like he's playing his cards very close to his chest.
yeah.
We'll see. We'll see
We'll have
what
to stay
Scotty's.
tuned for that. Okay, Mario he's got a Toro with the Skag 30 engine.
Oh my God.
A direct shaft.
Why is everyone fucking hybrid? Oh my God. Hybriding up these fucking 30 inches.
So that's a proper mod.
Yeah.
Like, so he's obviously taken.
So that's a 7 horsepower unit.
I can't read it from here, but possibly.
Yeah. Okay.
Is the direct shaft one the 7?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. So that means on that Toro 30, there's no like blade pulleys and you wouldn't have any of that because it's not belt driven.
Damn.
That's a pretty gnarly mod. So I'm assuming the benefits of this is just a much lighter chassis.
I'd say so.
Yeah, because that SOC 30 is a fucking unit.
it's a beast.
Ted Easton says swapping the original deck. Oh, yep, sorry, new comment. To a Trimax flail deck.
Oh.
On a, let me just bring this up.
Tell me.
It's on a ZTR, I think.
Fuck.
And I don't know.
Good God. It's Jason Bourne.
But it couldn't have been a mid-mount. It would have had to have been an out front deck. Like, because if you add a flail, that's a PTO, that's tail shaft driven. Here, I'll just give you a quick squiz. That would have to be a tail shaft driven.
What the fuck?
So that's a flail deck.
What the fuck is that? Does he go on to explain?
Probably.
Please explain.
Swapping the original deck to a Trimax flail decks. Absolutely love this. It's a true mulcher. Due to the deck being shorter in length from the front to roller, only attached to a Kubota on 2 points, not 4 points.
So he's got a dual wheel Kubota.
Allows the flail deck to follow the contours of the ground, getting a lower cut without scalping.
Damn.
I'm sorry, Turtle, but geez.
He's fucking come up on you. He's come right behind you.
You might have to go back into the lab, Turtle.
Go back into the ooze.
Or just take some clothes off, maybe. I don't know. Jaden Ribchester. I just always go to the rib dummy, eh? he goes on to say truck and ramp being efficient. I don't know. I think he's talking about.
Yeah, he's got a schmick set up. He's got like a fucking really cool.
I mean, they're mods.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, so
I keep talking about getting mine done because I'm just fucking lifting fucking ramps on and off like a fucking caveman. But I can't be without my truck for very long. It's just one of those things. I guess like I could get it made up just after measurements, but yeah, fuck.
You need to get a dovetail.
Yeah, I'm thinking.
Is that what they call it?
I'm thinking about honestly just getting a car carrier and putting 2 ZTRs on it like what you've got. So, and getting another 61 or a 52.
So a car trailer.
Yeah, I think so. I think we're getting a bit too much bulk mowing for me just to be rolling around with 48s and 32s and 161. I think we need another big machine, which is, you know, going to help with the fucking tax bill next year.
Oh, yeah. That's actually the end of the comments. So did that...
Really?
Yeah, I believe so.
That post shit to bed.
Not really. We got some good...
Yeah, there's some good stuff.
Like, I know when Ballard, they do some interactive episodes and they actually only choose 10 comments.
Yeah, okay. I wonder how many actual ideas that Corey's taken from people who have done modifications like that. Because there'd be lots of people that are like done a mod and found that it really works well, and then they've tried to fucking run with the idea, and then maybe instead of them having to shell out the capital, like you would have with Catch Pro, gone straight to someone like Corey and been like, "Hey, this is my idea.
So
Can you help me develop it?"
So he gets products on his desk daily.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
I thought he might.
Daily. So people come to him with all sorts of ideas. And some don't get off the ground due to the fact that they just still want to control everything.
Yeah.
But the product isn't developed yet. So it's actually happened to me too. Like,
So they have an idea.
yeah, and Corey doesn't pay for ideas.
Yeah.
And so I've had to sort of take on that as well. Like a couple of people, I wouldn't say it's happened often, maybe 5 times.
Yeah.
People have sort of come to me about an idea and said, look, I've got an idea to this. Like, how do you get it off the ground? Rah, rah, rah. And I've always kind of looked at it where they just kind of wanted some advice on what's the first step.
Yeah, okay.
And it's really unfortunate that the first step is really the hardest.
Yeah.
Because to take something to market, or if to get that in the first step of manufacturing, you need drawings.
Yeah.
You need technical drawings. And it's always the worst part.
Well, that's it. Like, if you're going to build something like... You guys... I remember coming to your place and you had fucking cardboard cutouts and fucking paper and fucking rulers and shit everywhere trying
to this day, I still hate it. Like, it's just... I hate it so much. Because you get a sample done and if you've got a 10 mil hole that needs to be moved over 0.5 mil, that's a whole new sample.
Yeah, fuck.
And it's fucked.
Yeah. And what's a sample cost you to get made?
Way more than a production run. Way
more. Yeah. See, I think that's a part of what people don't actually see is the actual the time before the product is viable. Like, that was a fucking long slog for you. Because, you know, obviously I've been there from the start. And watching you fucking put something together and then be like, oh, no, I got to fix this. I'm not happy with that. It's a fucking big job. And, a lot of people probably don't appreciate how much time and effort actually goes into those sort of things.
Yeah, and, you know, I think the reality is as well, like, I'm not an engineer.
Yeah.
And so you're working with people who are, but they don't understand the industry.
No.
And the worst thing about everything is that when you are talking with CAD drawers, they will tell you that something is actually impossible to do, like a particular bend or a fold or a crease or something. They'll say, no, the program won't allow it. It's impossible. Yeah. But you can be talking to a press operator and he'll be like, watch me, I'll do it fucking right now.
Watch me.
You know, and it's kind of, you know, like... I know our guy who does the Pro Shield and builds the whipper grippers and everything like that. Like, he is someone who will be like, yeah, okay, you do it this way, and you know, rah, rah, rah,
Yeah.
and he can get that, you know. So it's really hard, but I do think in terms of a product idea, I mean, and obviously this is no one really knows. I'm not going to get fully into it, but I got accused, you know, publicly, just on the weekend, saying that Catch Pro's basic whole existence was built on stealing products.
Yeah.
And I mean, I don't really feel a need to defend myself, but we've got like 3 products that we make that were existing products.
Yeah.
One is the Whipper Gripper, and
Which, let's be honest, it's fucking far superior to the original, and it's far superior to anything else that's on the market at the moment.
yeah, and the like, you know, people will look and say, okay, that's a stolen concept, rah, rah, rah. And no matter what, the guy that invented the Darwin grip changed the game forever.
And let's be honest, do you think Darwin Grip was the first person to fucking put...
I do.
You think he was the very first person to put a fucking handle on a whipper sniffer? Or to make a bigger...
I think he was the first person to take that concept to market.
Yeah. I totally get that.
Ever take that away from him?
Who knows? Maybe he was a fucking dog and saw some old fella with a contraption, and he's like, "Hey, fucking, that's not a bad idea."
Maybe, but that's good business if you ask me.
Yeah.
The reason why we don't carry it anymore, plain and simple, is the design got changed too many times.
Yeah.
For it to be a reliable, marketable product that actually holds up in the market. These days, there's no going back.
Yeah.
These days, someone landed a trimmer handle for $2 the other day. And I was the first one to say, you know what, I'd probably get that too.
Yeah.
You cannot compete when you now have the original manufacturer selling into your own market.
Yeah.
You know, like, let's go back 3 years when Catch Pro was pretty much the only reseller in Australia for Darwin Grip.
Yeah.
The product is worthless now.
Mm-hmm.
It's fucking worthless.
Yeah.
You could get the same product for $40.
Yeah.
You know, and the Whipper Gripper is not in the same class. We have made changes to it that have upgraded the product. It doesn't matter if people don't agree. We don't care.
Yeah.
But that's the actual truth of it.
Yeah. And I totally agree. I think it's far superior. Even to version 1 of Darwin Grip. Like, that was their best version, the fucking...
So not to mention, Beej, I'm sorry to cut you
No,
off.
that's all good.
But the whole support as well, if someone had a Darwin Grip that would fail, we would have to go back to Ballard, who would then go back to Darwin Grip, and it was a mess. We always wore it. And when you're importing a product and putting whatever margin on it, anytime you get a return warranty, someone doesn't want it, shipping back, all right, you just go backwards immediately.
Yeah. And
once you have moved into your own manufacturing, you can build some of that into the cost.
Yeah.
So if someone does have an issue, the parts are readily available, they're right there. You don't have to order stuff in from the Midwest in Iowa. Like, you know, there's just so many reasons.
And it's an Australian-made product. Like, that's another thing that people are so hypocritical that they'll bark about supporting your local fucking dealer and all that, but as soon as something comes along that's cheaper and easier, they're like, fucking, I'll take that.
Yeah, I'm still on the fence. Like,
I definitely support Australian businesses where I can, but I've never been one to say you have to, because it's fucking almost impossible in this day and age. Everything that's on the fucking table right now is probably made in China, including your fucking darts.
Yeah, they're made in the Netherlands, mate.
Okay, sweet.
I'm a true Dutchman.
Yeah. Oh, fair enough. Keeping it OG.
You know, like, we don't really have... so our Pro Shield unit, there are other motorized chute blockers in the market, and we couldn't do business with any of them.
Yep.
So we made our own. But, you know, same thing. Like, there's more than one person doing them.
Yeah.
So who are you stealing the idea from?
Exactly.
You know, like it's not something that you can buy in Australia.
And nearly every zero-tone manufacturer has an OEM option by now. I mean, that's just talking about the ones that I know of. So
yeah, I know. Obviously, Skag has a motorized one.
Yep.
I know Skag, Toro, some of the other brands, they do have a cable operated one.
Yep.
But they just function differently. They kind of have to use the deflector shield, which takes away from what we're trying to do anyway.
It does.
It works for people out in paddocks for sure.
Yep.
Doesn't really work for a lot of people trying to get through gates.
Yeah, no, we'll see that. Yeah, even with the Skag one, it's an awesome unit. I love it, but it adds maybe about a half an inch off the side. But it's the same with the fucking.
Fucking give me a half an inch off the side.
Fucking oath, man. Oh, fucking get your tits up, man, eh? But yeah, I know it's a weird concept when people get fucking butthurt. I don't know if it's a success thing. Like, I wasn't really going to talk about it, but like, we got some fucking major kickback at one of our shows, to the point where my wife and my sister-in-law copped a fucking mouthful, and it wasn't necessarily about the show, but I think it was about the show in a roundabout way. So I won't go into it, but yeah, I think people are really shirty when it comes to other people doing a little bit better. Like, I'm not ever going to say that I'm fucking crazy successful businessman, or my business is fucking something for people to look up to, or blah blah blah. But yeah, fuck, man, there's some people out there that are fucking quick to judge, and they don't see what goes on behind the scenes. It's a very, I don't know, it's just a weird world, and it's a weird way about going about things, like abusing someone online about the fucking products that they sell.
I think it's unfortunate too, like, a lot of the stuff, I shouldn't be this sympathetic, but whenever someone is typing something on a thread and then someone's reading it, it can just be misinterpreted very easily.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
And I do believe as well, you know, if like I was sitting there face to face with people, they're not going to say the things that they can easily type.
Yeah.
And if they were, they certainly wouldn't be saying it the way that it's actually coming across.
Yeah.
It's just one of those things that's unfortunate, and that these days we all have to deal with.
Yeah, I think face-to-face conversations are fucking a thing of the past these days. Like, most people air their grievances over Facebook. They don't do much face-to-face, or they use some sort of excuse, or I was drunk, or I was on drugs, or I remember getting fucking coward punched at the Manly, and fucking got the old, oh, you had some cold and flu tablets and drank, and it's like, fucking, you know, that doesn't really matter. I fucking punched fuck out of him, and also so did the bouncers. But yeah, it's one of those things. Yeah, everyone's got an excuse for being a dickhead.
Yeah.
I'm just a dickhead for fun.
I don't know. I mean, even being questioned about the Catch Pro, like,
How long's it been in the market now, and people still fucking like, meh?
Well, it's been in the market for 6 years, but
yeah,
like, I mean, think about the first person who ever invented a dryer,
yeah,
or a washing machine, or a phone, or a whatever it is that you know, and now you have hundreds, if not thousands, of the same thing.
There's fucking fibers.
What's the difference?
Look at the battery market. How many fucking brands, the same brand is coming out of the same how many different brands are coming out of the same factory? And they're like,
yeah, like it's, and it's unfortunate these days, you know. So 20 or 30 years ago, when manufacturing started really moving. Sorry, manufacturing's been around for a lot longer than that, about 100 years. But everything was done in house.
Yeah.
So, you know, your steel components, your plastic components, your powder coat, you know, everything was all done. That's not really happening that much anymore. It is in China, and it is in your hot manufacturing spots, but it doesn't happen in Australia.
No.
So, there is plenty of other industries, but I'm just going to use Cox Mowers as an example.
Yeah.
They were one manufacturer where they had robot welders, they had laser cutters, they had press brakes, they had a powder coat line.
I think I was lucky enough to go through that.
I was lucky enough to see
way
it
back in
before
the day.
I was lucky enough to see it before it all, you
Yeah.
know. But, you know, like, you just don't see that
Yeah.
anymore. So, like, any powder coat products that you see from Catch Pro, they get powder coated at a different place to where the steel was cut and folded.
Yeah.
And a completely different place to where it gets welded. And so that's what makes everything so difficult these days, is you can't really develop something with, so, you know, I'm just getting back to the point about what's made where, and, you know,
Yeah.
all of the manufacturers, the mower manufacturers, most of them use the same seat company,
Yeah.
you know, because that's what they're specializing in. And when you base it on volumes, they can just pump that stuff
Yeah.
out all day long, give you the best price.
And that's what, at the end of the day, that's what most manufacturers are after, the best price. That's why production runs get bigger, and, you know, the fucking price doesn't change, but it does for the manufacturer, because, you know, everyone's...
And well,
I mean, the end seller is normally the one who makes the biggest margin, isn't it? It's not the manufacturer. It's not the parts supplier. It's the person with the shop front, or, you know...
they get the highest
Yeah.
point of margin.
Yeah.
The manufacturer usually gets the least. And the distributor is that middleman who... So the distributor actually takes ownership of that product
Yeah.
when they become a distributor.
Yeah.
And so they just usually have a set margin, and then the end retailer marks it up whatever percentage, because they have to carry it and support it, and they are the number one contact.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. But I mean, look, going back to the Catch Pro, like, I know I've said this story before, but like, I saw a gap in the market, and I reached out to the major brands,
Yeah.
you know, like Accelerator, Rackham. Like, I reached out to these brands,
Yeah.
and Rackham wouldn't even send me one.
How much easier would it have been just for you to be a reseller?
No, it would have been much harder.
Oh, really?
The problem with it is, maybe no one's really heard of Rackham before. They make steel catches,
Yeah.
so they're not ideal, and they are probably set up a little bit better than Accelerator. Accelerator has so many SKUs,
Yeah.
so the catches will actually change. So, like,
To the
if
machines.
you buy one for a Skag 48, it's not going to work on the 32 and 42.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so that was where we looked at all of that and said, we can make this much easier for the end. And that was one of the major selling points for Ballard.
Yeah.
He had a deal with Accelerator on the table.
Oh, okay.
He just had nowhere to put 500 fucking catches.
Yeah, fair enough.
That, you know, like, if you need to buy 100 for a Skag, and then you need to buy 200 for the Toro. And,
Yep.
you know, like, where do you stop? Whereas we were able to consolidate that down to essentially three different Catch Pros is what we run.
Yeah.
And probably no one knows that.
Yeah.
One of the catches fits like 90%. Another one just fits the Walker, World Lawn Gator, Hustler Dash, like all the ones with shallow inlets.
Yep.
And then we have one, which is the same as the original one, but the inlet is 20 mil wider to clear the back wheels.
Yeah, okay.
So, you know, we were able to like consolidate 400 different parts into about 3.
Yeah.
With the brackets, obviously.
No.
But that's what people don't understand. You know, they call you this, this, and this, but no one would do business with me. No one would do.
Maybe.
Everyone's just like, well, who are you?
Did you FaceTime them?
We weren't even called Catch Pro Australia then.
Yeah.
So, you know, we were called Greenscape Solutions, and we had this gut feeling that there was a market here.
Yeah.
And that's not enough for anyone. They don't want, like, these. I'm just going to use Accelerator as an example. I think they operate in the Northwest.
Yeah.
And they sort of you know, we're looking at our volumes, and I think we were maybe talking about 50 units.
Yeah.
They sell 50 units locally in their own market every month.
Yeah.
And when I look back now, I would have had those 50 for like a fucking year. Our first production run was 10.
Yeah. It was good, and you've stuck with the same people the whole time, eh? Like, loyalty's a big thing in this market for you.
Yeah, that's another thing too, like being questioned about my loyalty, like, and I always say it, you know, when I do work with Bush Ranger, not that I'm on their payroll or anything, but we do a lot of business together.
Yeah.
But you got to be loyal, but if it doesn't make sense business-wise, there's no point doing it. You can't go backwards.
Right.
Yeah. You just can't go backwards. And in business, you know, like, you can be nice, and like I still very much believe that you don't need to walk on top of everyone, you know, to get by. Like, people don't even realize, like, our trimmer covers that we run now instead of dry wraps. So this might be, I guess, another talking point that someone could ever bring up. We are now being supplied by a lawn mowing contractor in Brisbane.
Yeah.
Who came to us and said, I have the capacity to do this, and we're going to go to market. And they came to me first, and I said, look, I will carry this product if I can have it exclusively.
Yeah.
And they agreed to that.
Yeah. And it's a fucking good product.
But that's what I mean. Like, people don't understand, like, oh, now he's got his own trimmer covers. But we're helping out someone who is a mowing contractor. I don't know if they want to be named, so I'm not going to name them.
Yeah. But
someone in LMCA.
Yeah.
Who they make other things. They make jet ski covers, and they said, you know, look, we can do this. We can supply you. We think it's a good product. Unfortunately, the price wasn't any better.
But again, Australian made.
May have even been a little bit more expensive.
Yeah.
No.
Are they manufactured here?
Yeah, they make them in Brisbane.
Straight in Brisbane. Yeah, another Australian made product. Fucking.
And what's perfect about it too is I can just flick them a text.
Yeah.
Hey man, can I have 20 this, 20 that? And they send me an invoice and they send me the product.
Yeah. Simple. Instead of having to fucking get a translator in to do deals overseas.
Look, Dry Wraps was a fantastic company to work with.
Yeah.
The problem was...
Are they a Chinese company or are they US?
No, US.
Yeah,
no,
I thought so.
Lovely people.
Yeah.
They were pretty easy to do business with.
Yeah.
The problem is that with the fluctuating dollar all the time, and with all the shipping nonsense that happened after COVID, you were forever driving up your prices.
Yeah.
And they would fluctuate, which was tough because sometimes you'd make a little bit more and sometimes you'd make a lot less.
Yeah.
And
that's fucked.
That happens all the time with our Ballard products.
Yeah. I'll jump into a bit of a sidebar. So, if you're on LMCA, you might have seen that I've put my name forth to do something a bit crazy next year. So I have put my name in the expression of interest. I am not accepted. I haven't heard back anything yet. So I've done the paperwork for the podcast Royale. So the Alpha Blokes podcast is an awesome podcast. I absolutely fucking love it. It's a good laugh. It makes me smile every fucking day I put it on. And they do something called the podcast Royale. And it's basically a bunch of podcasters get together and punch fuck out of each other for the entertainment of the world. It goes on pay-per-view, and it also is held at the Entertainment Centre at Gold Coast, and there's about 4,000 seats there. So I'm really hopeful that I get accepted. I think it's a weird situation. After everything happened with Ella, I've just sort of been trying to live my life as you know, as full as I can. And I'd fucking love the opportunity because I've always wanted to do something like that. It's just, you know, family restraints, sort of, you know, there was more important things to take care of. And just fucking want to get stuck into my work and give it a crack, and might fucking lose a few kgs. Might find something to get stuck into. So I'm actually going to get a bunch of boxing gear tomorrow. And even if I don't get accepted, I'm still going to persist and try and get myself sorted because I'm a fat cunt, so I need to change my ways anyway.
So if you don't get accepted, can you just do like...
Do you want to just punch on in the backyard?
No, I was going to say, you just do like a ruckus thing where you just fucking bombard their pay-per-view. Just be like, oi, what are you fucking looking at?
just
start rushing.
Just do like a streaker. I could only imagine if someone fucked with
start rushing someone that's already in the ring.
It would literally be a fucking a bunch of just absolute alphas just punching the fuck out of me if I did that. But no, I really fucking I love what they do, and they've they look after sort of a lot of people's mental health and things like that. So yeah, can't wait, man. It's very cool. It's a very cool fucking thing. And
well, admittedly, I don't know anything about it. But if you're out there listening, maybe everyone should be just like messaging and emailing in and spamming them and saying, hey, we want to get the bearded lawnsman from the Skull Sessions in the ring.
Represent the fucking lawn mowing community.
Yeah.
And then fucking if they don't, we'll do one. Imagine a bunch of fucking Lawnies sitting around just punching the fuck out of each other.
Well, I got an update. Everyone was making some jokes. Obviously, there's a lot of people that want to kick my head in, or at least see my head get kicked in. Someone actually mentioned Greggles.
Oh, really?
And I've heard it, be recycled a few times, and obviously, we've had our moments.
Yep.
But for the community out there, you're never going to believe this, but me and Greg have actually had a conversation.
Really?
It was quite brief. But I heard him on Aussie Lawn Stars.
Yep.
Gary's podcast. And yeah, we had a brief conversation, and neither of us said sorry to each other. But we both kind of admitted that we just wish that we had handled it differently.
Yeah. That's fair enough.
Like we haven't had any correspondence since. That day is probably over. But, yeah, it was just... time heals wounds, right?
Yeah, well, I don't think anyone expected to fucking put his cock in your mouth or anything like that, but, that's fucking... that's a good start.
I don't think it was ever going to come to blows either. Like,
no.
We're both grown men who... I talk a lot of shit, but at the end of the day, I'm no tough guy.
Yeah.
Unless you really fuck with me, you fucking dogs.
Fuck.
Can't get away from it, eh?
Yeah.
But yeah, anyway, little update.
Yeah, well, fucking, hopefully your relationship develops and...
I still hate that fucking page, though. Is that the wrong comment?
It's just, you've just actually fucking shit the bed with that. It's back downhill. But
no, I hate that page.
Well, look, I don't know what the page is all about because
Do you like the page?
I'm banned from it.
Okay.
I'm banned, so...
so you can't say you like it?
No, I don't know what goes on in there. The only saving grace for us, we did actually have the opportunity to jump back on with the Lawn and Land Equip Expo page, but I couldn't use it. Only my wife had access because anything that's connected to my profile is completely banned.
That would make me hate it.
Yeah, well, that was fucked for me because unfortunately, like, I'm the one doing all the social media, all the posts and stuff, and it was just too much trying to... Like, I'd do my stuff on my computer and then I'd have to get her fucking phone and be like, oh, I'll do a post. And it just didn't work. So
yeah, I'm not saying I hate everyone on the page. There's like 5 or 10 people that can literally suck my dick.
Yeah.
And they're only on there because they can't hang an LMCA.
Yeah.
So, I can probably honestly say that I don't even hate Greg.
Yeah.
I may have hated him for a little bit, but, we sort of got past it. But, yeah, the page is just... I don't understand what it does.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't work with any of the brands. It doesn't... maybe if you need, like, a heads up on a quote,
yeah,
like, you can get that information there. You really can't get anything else there. There's nothing else. It's not valuable.
Yeah. Well, you just made fucking enemies again, so.
But they're already whatevs. Like, they don't...
Yeah, I don't give a fuck. I'm paying for it anyway.
No one there cares about our...
Well, the fucking...
No one there cares about me or our business.
Yeah. Well, the fuck thing for me is I'm trying to trying to build the community, and there are a lot of fucking good new contractors in that community that would have benefited from coming to the show and seeing some of the equipment and some of the CRM software companies and shit that we had there, and basically just fucking networking. Like, yeah, it was unfortunate that we couldn't spam them, but like we made a few posts, and one of the posts got fucking 3 reactions. I'm like, yeah, you know, come to the fucking Sydney show. We're giving away over 20 grand's worth of stuff, and you get 3 reactions. It's like, what the fuck was the point? Like, is anyone engaging on that page? That's what I'm saying, is like, are people just on it, or are there posts that actually have engagement and things like that? I know at one stage it was going off a bit, but I feel like it was more because of the controversy that was in it. And
yeah, it's always been a second rate, you know, like it's only it's only there from butthurt members in LMCA.
Yeah,
that's all it's there, you know.
The good thing about LMCA at the moment is everyone's sharing all the fucking prize packs that were won at the Sydney show. Fucking Bush Ranger.
Actually, I want to say, sorry to cut you off again. Fucking, do you see that post? That dude got his trailer racked.
Oh yeah, dude. What the fuck?
I mean, it's.
Is that a 52 Tiger Cat or a Turfy or something?
Oh man, it just breaks my heart.
That's
to see
fucked.
that. I actually posted up on Instagram.
Yeah.
Hopefully they get that back, even if it's a little bit fucked. But hopefully that's someone's livelihood.
That's fucked, man. And it was it's such a unique trailer. Why the fuck? I mean, a junkie.
Why the fuck would you steal a bright green trailer?
A junkie doesn't care.
It sort of does make me wonder if I should start pushing the what's that product called?
The fucking Ox Lock. Is that what it is?
Fucking useless.
Is it the Ox Lock?
It's the Ox Lock.
Yeah, fucking oath.
Because I mean, look, we've sold a few, and people look at it as a gimmick, but.
Is that for when it's on your rig, or is that for when it's
stationary? Stationary when it's off your rig.
Yeah.
So I'm telling you now, no one's gonna. You could get through it with a grinder.
Yeah.
But by the time that thing starts fucking going
chirping,
off its tits, everyone's gonna leg it.
I fucking shit myself when you first fucking showed me that thing. It was bonkers. But that's the thing. I think people are stealing trailers that are on people's rigs.
Yeah, possibly. I don't know the details behind this one.
Fuck that, man. That's a heartbreaker, especially like leading into the season. I mean, it'd be no good at any time, but work is just kicking off around. And I did a little post last night just seeing how the rest of the country's doing in regards to the work. And most people, except for old mate up in Darwin, Benny Toll, who fucking came all the way from Darwin to the Melbourne show, which was fucking incredible. But yeah, he's saying that it hasn't rained in fucking yonks, and he's just waiting for it to kick off.
Yeah.
And I can imagine once it kicks off, she's fucking on.
I think I watched a doco where they get like their whole summer's rain in a very short period, and it doesn't rain again.
Yeah.
Is there anything else you want to cap off, mate? Because we got to go to a bloody.
Oh my god!
We're going to go to a Jim's mowing.
Yeah.
Meetup.
Yeah,
so
well, fucking, I'm actually going to be a fucking invitee there because Danny from Southside Mower Centre is now a skag dealer.
Yep.
So that's a fucking fantastic thing.
Awesome.
Cool, Buzz.
All right, so you got nothing else to say?
No, I got nothing, mate.
All right, well, thanks for listening. Hopefully you got some entertainment. That's about all we offer here.
Yeah.
Until next time, I'm Matt Catchbury. He's at TBL. And we've had a Timmy.
Fucking catch you later.